Welcome back into Midnight Sun. Hope you're doing well. 3 10s to be 3 lil. 2 10s to be 3 lilin.
Your mother abandoned you. Feel my call.
I'll withdraw that card. The more card. Play card once.
The advantage is mine. Let us see if they have an answer for this. They cannot possibly be sure.
I think Blade is honestly jealous that you're getting this extra training in. And with live targets, too.
Once again, Lilith's servants fall. Return to your mother.
Redraw more twice.
Now that was something. I'm impressed.
If that doesn't make an impression on Atum, I don't know what will. Good work, Hunter.
That was next place entrance.
This looks like
According in a tomb will be allowed you to reveal all manner of mysteries hidden from view. These may be long forgotten structures or events that cannot be detected with the naked eye.
With Atum's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there?
Autumn, show me the way.
Was shiny.
She does not see it happening.
I'm fairly sure that door can be opened.
Something terrible happened here. This area, it feels wrong somehow. I sense an old suffering.
Members of the local coven were persecuted here. And worse.
Witches?
Salem's history with witches may have been distorted over the years, but some things are true. The witches of Salem did their best to thwart Shaw, but he rallied his congregation against them. The catalyst of the infamous Salem witch trials. When the Coven called out in distress, it was Lilith and Sarah who came to their aid.
They came all the way from Transia with the Abbey to help a group they had never met?
You may not believe it, but I'm sure you would have done the same. Isn't that why the Sons are here today? Aside from that, your mother and Sarah both saw the signs of Chthon's influence. They knew there was more happening in Salem than the persecution of witches.
Chthon's corruption had taken root in the New World just like the colonists themselves.
And while Lilith and Sarah were still preoccupied in Transia, they entrusted one of the moon seals to the Knights of Wondercore, who brought it to the Coven with the hope that its power would reinforce them enough to deal with Shaw.
But that is not what happened.
Unfortunately, no. When the plague came to Salem, the same one that afflicted your father, Shaw used it to further agitate his flock by placing the blame squarely on the Coven.
And the witches?
The mob was vicious. and the rest is history.
But what about the moon seal?
After the trials, the moon seal vanished, along with Shaw. Without drawing any conclusions, I think we can both guess where it went.
If this was his church, then it is possible the seal is still here, or somewhere nearby.
You read my mind. Good hunting, dear.
Was this always here? I may have forgotten a few things, but I feel as if I would remember a decrepit church on the grounds.
You may not remember the structure, but maybe you've heard of the man responsible for it? Hiram Shaw? This was his house of worship, and like a great many things on the grounds, Sarah preferred to keep it in a sort of mystic quarantine. Even I haven't been inside.
Is that all she did while I slept? Seal things off for our protection?
She can be overzealous at times, but in this case, she was right to be wary.
So, what dark secret does this place hold?
When Hiram Shaw first came to Salem, he was little more than a charlatan posing as a preacher. He managed to convince a few desperate souls to join his congregation, and with their help, he broke ground on this church. Whether it was coincidence or fate, in digging beneath the church, Shaw found something that would change the course of all of our lives. A long-forgotten page of the Darkhold.
If Shaw found a page of the Darkhold, it was because Kuthan wanted it that way.
I tend to agree. That cursed book is always seeking out a way to return its master to power.
And a power-hungry preacher makes for the ideal messenger of darkness.
Yes, Shaw was an eager study, consumed almost immediately by the whisperings of Kuthan and the Darkhold's power. Nearly overnight, the people of Salem, old and new, were at his threshold, waiting for the word.
I thought to myself, is it a basic lookup? It was wrong to
This must be
let my
Shaw's study.
linger on the thoughts of Lilith. She and her pal sister are worse than I could have imagined. She has even corrupted a man from my congregation to her cause. These women have more influence than that coven, even without the roots of this village. My congregation size falters. I raise my hands to Cthulhu nightly, crying out for guidance. This scroll contains more influence than I initially perceived, for it is not merely power within, but a corruption beyond my wildest imaginations. breach mark upon the lander. Page could have been traced to its location, aligned to a person above who handled fragments of the blasphemous stone. I have come to believe that the dark and destructive events that plague this land are not the chronological rhythms of fate set in motion, but the dark God's way. Sometimes the look of the brew is more important to its effects than the taste. I'll see you next time for more Midnight Sun. See you then.